Alright, welcome back to another Mech Lab Monday. Today we are doing the Aurigan Freelancer start, which means when we advance today we're going to get a hunchback of some kind. So, drum roll, and we have a hunchback 4G, which I'm pretty sure is the
Mech is ready to fight, Commander.
basic, yeah, it's the basic AC-20 variant. Okay. So, AC-20s are interesting early game.
Check out this mech bay, Commander.
In that...
Pretty great, right?
Okay, so we have Dervish, Chameleon, Hunchback, Jenner, Firestarter, Commando. Okay, I'm liking it. Figure out what to do with them in a second. But yeah, the AC-20 is interesting for early game because your Mechwarriors are going to have an absolute garbage hit chance. But if they do hit, then it pretty much is a one-shot kill for a lot of lighter mechs. I mean, yeah. So, for example, the Commando, 40-40. So if that AC-20 hits center torso, that Commando's dead. Even a Firestarter only has 110, so... like, 100 damage early game is devastating. Absolutely devastating. But you have to hit with it. So we're definitely going to want to put a Mechwarrior with Reckless on it, and also with... do we have... oops, not Command Center. Barracks. Do we have a Reckless... not Mechwarrior, military. Reckless military is what we're looking for. That's ex-military Lucky. Reckless military. Okay. Grandpa is reckless military. Okay, we're putting Grandpa on the hunchback. Alright, and that is decided. So what I've decided to do is, for Mech Lab Mondays, I'm going to play and build as if it was a playthrough start. So I'm not actually going to go through and try to optimize every single mech. What I'm going to try to do is build them in such a way that I will drop on the first mission as I would if this was a regular playthrough. So I'm not going to sit here and go through every single mech and try to optimize them. But I am going to try to get a couple mechs as optimal as they can be. Unless there's like minor tweaks. Like, the Hunchback has great heat efficiency. Absolutely great heat efficiency. Which I think means it has extra heat sinks. It needs -2. It has an extra 2. So yeah. It only generates 35 heat, but it has 39 sinking. So it's actually overcooling, and the small laser isn't going to fire that often. So I think I would rather drop the heat sinks in exchange for the armor that I can get off of them. So I am actually going to do exactly that. Drop 2 heat sinks, which puts us at a heat delta of 2, which absolutely manageable, and that's if we're also firing the small laser. I am going to drop the ammo to the leg, and then I'm going to armor up. So, never comfortable with having that little back armor. Alright, and some more front armor. Some more armor for the leg that has the ammo in it. And some more... oh, actually, we have another ton. Well then, why don't we just max armor? Because this is literally going to be a I walk at you, you die kind of thing. Where he is going to soak a lot of damage getting into optimal range with the AC-20, but once in optimal range, Grandpa should be able to do pretty devastating damage. Something like that, maybe. So 60, 50, 50 in the back. And 120. Well, drop down the side torso armor. Or something like that. Something like that. So we have a shield side, which I always love to have a shield side. It's always nice to be able to go, okay, this side towards enemies, I lose nothing important. Because we literally, if we lose that side torso, we lose a medium laser. That's nothing. They're dime a dozen, so this will give us ample armor on all sides, and then it'll also give us a side we can just turn towards the enemies if we start soaking too much damage. Alright, and that frees up 2 heat sinks to use for other mechs, and I'm calling that a build. So now I'm going to look in the mech bay, and if I remember correctly, I need, for mech bay 2, I need the power conduits. Power conduits is 10 days. So that'll happen on the way to our new planet. Oh, right. Before we travel, I need to check the store and see if there's anything interesting. So in the store, we have an AC-5. Is there ammo for it? Only caseless. Okay. So, not flak. Caseless. Yeah. So, the problem with caseless ammo is it increases heat and it gives an 8% jam chance per shot, or like every shot. And early game, that's really bad because your gunnery is so low that you don't have a good jam chance mitigation from gunnery, and if you do jam, you have a low percent chance to unjam, which means the weapon could be down for the rest of the fight. So that's not good. Advanced zoom is okay. +1 ranged accuracy up to 810 meters. I mean, we have an AC-20 to hit with.
New equipment available.
And then those are cheap, and we are going to have a bunch of extra specialist slots. So, okay, we have LRM-10s, SRM-2s. I think I'd rather streamline the Dervish since it's our heaviest mech, which means it'll be able to bring the most armor. So I think I'm actually going to turn it into an SRM boat. SRMs are very, very effective early game, because once you get in range to shoot them, first of all, it's easier to get in range to shoot the SRMs, because the enemies are less accurate as well. Second of all, once you do, each missile that hits is 10 damage, and as we already went over, 80 damage to the center torso of a commando kills it. So, I'm thinking SRM boat for the Dervish. So what would we do? First of all, Chameleon. Looking at our other medium mech. That thing is horrible with heat efficiency. We'll get back to it. I think we're probably just going to drop the large laser. It's 24 heat, so that would be 30. So yeah, it would be down to 34 alpha strike, 30 sinking, so a heat delta of 4 just by dropping the large laser. So that'll let us armor up a little bit or whatever. The Jenner, 70, good old fashioned 4 medium lasers and an SRM 4. Yeah, SRM 4. That's cool. Runs a little bit hot. Is the SRM necessary? So that's 6 heat, which means we can drop our heat delta from 12 to 6, which is much more manageable. Okay, and then Firestarter, the S1. Okay, this thing, it's hot. It needs a double heatsink kit. Like, if we could get a double heatsink kit sometime during the first couple missions, then that would definitely be a good mech for it. But until then, I feel like it's not going to get used. So, the flamers used in tandem with each other, like 4 flamers, that's 40 heat. That's enough to cause people to not fire all their weapons. However, it runs so hot itself that you can't consistently really overheat people. What was the flamer? 9 heat? 9 heat, yeah. So each flamer is generating 9 heat, which means with single heat sink cooling, even if you're just firing the flamers, only 4 flamers, you're still generating, what is that, 36 heat? So you have a heat delta of 6 just firing the 4 flamers. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be very quick to make viable. I think I would rather drop other mechs on a couple missions to try to get a double heatsink kit to make it viable. The Commando 2D is actually one of my favorite commandos. It's got SRM-6, SRM-4, and a medium laser. So it's actually quite effective. Commando has the low profile, so +1 defense, which is really good early game whenever their accuracy is already bad enough, and then you make it so that it's even harder to hit you. But it does have the downside of being a 25-ton mech with, you know, very low armor. So yeah, back to this idea of making this, instead of it being LRMs and SRMs, turning this into just an SRM boat, because I saw the SRM-6 in the shop. And that's what immediately gave me the idea of upgrading this into an SRM boat with better cooling. So we would then have 2 LRM-10s. Where is the... Center torso is where the SRM-4 is. So theoretically, we could put an LRM-10 in the Jenner and then another LRM-10 in the Commando. So we'd still have both the LRM-10s firing at long range. Let's think about that for a bit. But first, I am going to buy that SRM-6. It's a good weapon early game, and for 100,000, why not?
New weapon systems available.
Like, it's literally the best SRM you can get early game. So I think that's all we need from this shop, which means, well, nah. So, navigation.
All decks report normal activity.
What is a half skull planet somewhere? That's 1.5. 1 skull, so maybe that one. 1.5, 1.5, 2 skull, 2.5, 2.5. There we go, half skull. Recreation, water world, so our heat won't be as big of an issue on a water world. Sounds good. So that gives us 20 days, so let's wait for the hunchback to be finished. Okay. Now then, so we got the hunchback we're definitely bringing. The chameleon, like I said, I think I'm just going to drop the large laser and then armor up. Because that, again, that fixes the heat issue. It's now a heat delta of 4. And this thing has, what is it, 6'9"? 6'9" movement. It still has a lot of damage. Like, that's 30, 60... 85, 110, and then the machine guns to crit once something's open. Oh, those are the machine guns. That's just the ammo. One thing I am going to do, though, I am going to put the jump jets in the side torso and the ammo in the leg, because I prefer ammo in leg. If leg goes boom, I only lose leg. If side torso goes boom, I lose side torso and arm. Alright, so that gives us 5 tons, and that's not a lot of armor on it already. Wow. Okay. This might take us a while. Yeah, we're already at 5 days. Wow, okay. 9 days. The arms aren't that big of a priority since all they have is a medium laser each. I would actually rather defend the actual mech itself. So, with no extra light or, you know, double extra light engine, no light engine, you don't have to worry about losing side torsos as much. but it still costs a lot to replace the side torso. Replacing an arm isn't actually that bad, and if you lose the center torso, you potentially lose the entire mech. So we are going to armor up, especially the center torso. I think I'm going to put the sides at 100, the arms at 60, back at 45, and again, the side torsos, if you lose the side torso, you lose the arm as well. So it never makes sense to have all the armor on the arms and very little on the side torsos. And since we're running in using small lasers with this build, I'm thinking probably a good idea to have back armor. So this thing is probably going to have its back towards the enemy more often than the other mechs. Do I put one more on each arm, I guess? Something like that. So there's 14 days just dropping a large laser and maxing out armor.
Right. I'll get it.
So, moving on. Alright.
Work order's complete.
And we're going to try to get the Mech Bay 2 up and running.
It'll take a bit, but we'll get it done.
And in 10 days, the Chameleon will be ready, and Mech Bay 2 will be ready. So I think I'll mess around in the Mech Bay a little bit more after we arrive, before dropping on a first mission. Alright, so we have arrived. The Mech Bay is finished, Mech Bay 2 is finished, and our work on the Chameleon is done. So, while it's not the best mech, it is a viable mech. It has a good heat delta, it does reasonable damage, and it has good armor. The Hunchback, again, great armor, slower, doesn't move as quickly, but if it gets in range and actually manages to hit with its AC 20, that's a devastating blow. So high damage potential, but it's very coin flip. If we miss with the AC 20, there's not a whole lot the Hunchback's going to be able to do. A couple medium lasers and a small laser, not too terrifying. I think what we're going to do is check the store, see what we've got to work with here, and then from here, okay, there's an AC2 and another AC5. Is there AC5 ammo here? There's an Exchanger Double Plus. And there's no AC5 ammo, but there's an Exchanger Double Plus, so hello.
Equipment available.
Alright, that's going to give us some options. And an Advanced Optics Mark III. Wow. Okay, so there we go.
Equipment available.
That's cool. Now, we have 9 days to make 230,000 C-bills. Again, assuming this was an actual playthrough. So, let's see what I would do with those 9 days. I really do want to make the Dervish into an SRM boat. So, let's see, what mechs would I be dropping? I'd be dropping the Chameleon, the Hunchback, definitely. They're ready to go. The Jinner, I think once I drop the SRM4 and armor up a little bit, the Jinner will be ready to go. I'm perfectly happy with a light mech with 4 medium lasers. That's 100 damage, and running around at 710, it's going to have some good evasion, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, drop the SRM4, drop the SRM ammo, and we might even drop the jump jets. But let's see what we can do with 3 tons of armor. Let's see what armoring up completely would cost us, and then we'll decide whether to keep the jump jets or not. And worth noting, it does not have lower arms, so the arms mounting the weapons is a bit of a liability. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so we would need 2.13 tons to completely armor up. And each of these is a half ton. So, pretty sure my math is correct here. I just drop a bunch of jump jets and we're good. The heat efficiency, like I said before, is better. It's now a delta of 6 instead of a delta of 12, just dropping the SRM4. So, first off, I think I am going to drop a little bit actually, I'm going to drop it from the side torsos then. So that just requires 2 tons. Drop 4 jump jets. And there we go. We now have a fully armored up Jenner. But it's going to cost us 7 days. Is that worth it? Is that worth it? I'm going to say no, actually. I'm going to keep the jump jets for more defense by evasion. I'm going to armor up some. Ideally, eventually, we will have it fully armored up. Uh, 50. So, if we lose an arm, we lose half our weapons. Definitely want head armor, because getting headshot is terrible. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, the Jenner 7D, plus 2 guts. The improved life support quirk up here, plus 2 guts, which, with the Tis But A Scratch mod, is really good. It increases the amount of blood bank they have, so it takes them longer to bleed out once they're injured, and it increases their chance to resist injuries. Also worth noting, some people have complained about Tis But A Scratch, but keep in mind, especially early game, you can punch out. You can eject your Mechwarriors, and there's no problem. Like, there's literally 0 problem if you punch out. You don't lose anything valuable, because none of your mechs have any good head components. Something like that, so now it's 5 days instead of 7. Is it worth the extra 2 days? Especially since our Mechwarriors have low piloting, so jump jets aren't very good early. No, I'm gonna take the extra 2 days and get that extra survivability. I am absolutely gonna get that extra survivability. 80, and... Oh, no, that's right. I was going to go... Well, 100's fine for the front. There we go. So 7 days. Alright. Let's do that. Now, we do have 2 mech bays. One of them's operating at... What is it? 50%? Yeah, 50%. So, basically... If we can do something in 4 days, 3 days, 4 days, then we can match up with the Jenner. So let's see. Oh, also the Commando. The Commando's good though. Like, I think I might actually drop on the first mission with the Chameleon, Hunchback, Jenner, and Commando, and leave the Dervish home until we can fix the heat problems and until we can fix the. I really hate it whenever a mech is like, oh, hey, I have SRMs, so I want to get within 180 meters, but I also have LRMs, so I can't get within 180 meters. Like, I'd rather a mech just have a single identity of, I am long range or I am short range. Having mix and match like that is just suboptimal. Like, yes, you can make the argument that that makes the heat efficiency better because you're either firing the LRMs or the SRMs. But if you get into short range and all you have on a medium mech is 2 medium lasers and 2 SRM2s, that's laughable. The light mechs will literally do more damage. So, yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So instead, I want to turn that into an SRM boat. Do I have the time to do that, though? Just out of curiosity, do I have the time to do that? It also needs armored up. It also has low armor. But if I were to drop the LRMs, that's 0 days. Adding SRMs is a couple days. Yeah. I don't think we really have the time to do that right now. I don't think so. Because doing that alone would take up, with Mech Bay 2 working at 50% capacity, that would be our swap. It would be way under tonnage. It would be just... no. It'd be better to drop the Dervish as is and just not use the SRMs, keep it at mid to long range, and then at a later time either drop the SRMs to add more LRMs or drop the LRMs to add more SRMs. Again, Firestarter. Out of curiosity, I just remembered we have an Exchanger. Is the Exchanger anywhere close to enough? Actually does a pretty good job. Makes it a heat delta of 10. That is actually quite impressive. But do you really want to put an Exchanger double plus on a 35-ton mech? I think I'd rather use it for the Dervish because, I mean, yeah. Much heavier mech, which means much more firepower and much more armor defending the Exchanger double plus. So there we go. We are now overcooling. Just like that. And that's one day. So, do I want to drop a medium mech with very little armor? I mean, relatively speaking, that's still more armor than light mechs have, by far. But do I want to drop a medium mech light? Or would I rather drop a light mech that's better? Well, I guess it depends. If I'm doing a half skull mission, I don't need to drop three medium mechs, but if I'm doing a 1.5 skull mission, I probably do need the extra firepower. Before I commit to that, though, I want to look at the hunchback. I want to give the hunchback the Advanced Optics Mark III because I want that AC-20 to be able to hit. And actually, the Firestarter would mesh pretty well with the Advanced Optics Mark III. Because for every 25 target heat, that's a bonus of +1. So if the Firestarter lights somebody up, the Hunchback can follow up with a more accurate AC-20 burst. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Just for the fun of Mech Lab Monday. So the Exchanger will allow it to fire all of its flamers every turn, and still fire the medium lasers on occasion. That's 9, 18, 36 heat. And we're cooling 39. So, I mean, fire the flamers and the small laser, and then only medium laser fire if we're behind somebody, or something like that. And of course, using jump jets also generates heat, so that's fun too. What's the movement on this thing? 6'9"? Yeah. Alright. So, do we want to do that? Do we want to play with flamers? Because flamers are also good that they ignore evasion. But then again, well, early game also people don't have as much heat dissipation, so 40 heat is actually quite significant. So yeah, let's have some fun. Let's toss an Exchanger double plus on a stock Firestarter S1. That's fine. Okay. So then we'll have some choices to make.
Hey, Commander.
And actually,
Be with you in a second.
we don't need to wait for the Jenner now. If we're dropping the Dervish, the Chameleon, the Hunchback, and the Firestarter, we don't need to wait for the Jenner. So let's go ahead and do that. And of course, we're going to drop on a 1 skull mission. There's no 1.5 skull missions. Huh. That's interesting. Difficulty variance is set at 2, so this planet could have generated up to 1.5 skull missions, but it only generated 1 skulls. I mean, Blackout's No, blackout would take 2. Well, that is really good money and salvage. Actually, even taking 521, we still get basically our entire financial report. So yeah, we're going to do this blackout. This is going to be the one mission I dropped this lance on. Oh, right, I need to do Mechwarriors and stuff. Okay, so we have a vehicle that is a Mortar 6. Cool. Alright, barracks. Let's check out. So obviously we're going to use our leader person, our commander, that's the word. With this start, I went with Comstar Technician, and because of the Freelancer start, you get Reckless and Drunk. So, yeah, Evasion Ignore. Unless there's somebody else with... Okay. So, she does not have any points to spend, which means we'd be 3-3 Tactics and Gunnery. He does have points to spend, so he could be 4-4.
Training confirmed.
Alright. And then we have Ridgeline, who can also be 4-4.
Mechwarrior training complete.
Alright. Idjit can also be 4-4.
Training complete.
Grandpa! Oh yeah, we already figured out he's 4-4. Corsair can also be 4-4.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Although doing this is slightly increasing our financial report, but I just want to see who we have with what stats. Alright, so sheet metal is... I mean, 2 guts is really dangerous. If she gets a head injury, she's going to have to basically immediately punch out.
Commander.
So, for that reason, Yuki Onna is definitely not going to get used. That and the fact that she's got the lowest gunnery and tactics of everyone, so she's going to have the hardest time hitting. Which is weird that everyone else could get skill points, but she couldn't. Although she's an assassin, so later in the game she would actually be really strong. But you don't usually use offensive push accuracy or called shot early game, unless you happen to accidentally leg a light mech. Then we have ex-military, Mechwarrior commander, dependable, bookish. He can pilot vehicles, and I'm thinking that sounds good for a mortar. And then sheet metal.
What do you need?
We don't have military, do we? No, we don't. If I had military and that's right. Grandpa's military and reckless, so he's going to be the one on the hunchback. Oh, he's reckless and lucky. Huh. Lucky, cautious. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of cautious. I mean, early game hitting stuff is actually hard enough, so -1 accuracy is actually quite bad early. I mean, late game, whenever you have the targeting computers and stuff to offset the -1 accuracy, it's not as bad. But, yeah, early game, that's... Like, Idjit's almost never going to hit stuff early game. Well, nobody's going to really hit stuff early game, but... Yeah, you know what I mean. What do we got here? Cold Fire. Nope. Actually, honestly... I mean, he's giving us 1 mech tech, so... I guess that's reason to keep him around. That, and with Tis But a Scratch, it's good to have backup Mechwarriors, so you can't just, like, fire half your roster like I used to, because it's so easy to get injured now.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, I think Sheet Metal, I'm going to... Since Sheet Metal, the commander, has Reckless and not recoil reduction, I'm going to go Bandit. So, yeah. We'll see how that goes. Command Center. Let's actually go to this Blackout mission. Alright. 521 salvage and enough for an entire financial report. And we're going to drop in the Dervish, Chameleon, the Hunchback, and the Firestarter. Unless... I just remembered I have some bolt-on rockets and some AMS flares. So let's put the AMS flares on the dervish real quick, because it's a, it's a mech with. Then again, still has more armor than the fire starter. So let's put it on the fire starter, just to try to, protect our exchanger a little bit. So there's that, and then the bolt-on rockets.
Shouldn't be too hard.
I mean, nah, the bolt-on rockets aren't necessary right now. That's something I'll definitely put on after this mission. Okay. So, now that the AMS flare is used, I feel better. Especially since, a lot of the missile systems being used on these low skull missions are going to be like LRM-5s and SRM-4s. So, AMS flare can literally intercept all of it. In any case, Hunchback, we know Grandpa's going on it with his reckless and military. And then Firestarter, Lance 2, Petard, and we are putting Test 9 on the Petard. Sheet Metal, where do we want... I think we want the Bandit on the LRMs, because I think that's the most instances of damage of any of our mechs, 20 damage instances. Then for the Chameleon, we have a bunch of lasers. So all we really want is something like Reckless. Yeah, something like Reckless. So Ridgeline it is. Alright, and then the Firestarter, we have the Flamers that already already negate one evasion. Medium lasers, Guardian ECM, and an AMS. So, yeah, between the AMS flare and his built-in AMS, he should not go down. At least not to missile weapons. There might be a Hunchback. Again, not a big fan of the minus accuracy early game. She's got 3-3 instead of 4-4. So it comes down to, do I want Lucky and ex-military? Or do I want Lucky and Brave? They're both Mechwarriors, so they both have the +1 initiative. There's nothing with recoil. So I think I'm going to go with Brave instead of military. Because Brave will increase resolve, which will let us, use vigilance more often. So here we go. Half Skull Lance versus a 1 Skull Blackout. Alright, so here we go with the first mission of this hypothetical playthrough. And hopefully we didn't get a dead drop. Didn't even think about that when I picked Blackout. Come on, calculate. There you go.
You're asking a lot of an old guy.
Moving to position.
Alright.
I got you.
Moving forward to the first base. This shouldn't take too long since it's early game and we actually have, speed.
Let's move.
So,
You betcha.
of course, the Hunchback being the exception.
You're asking a lot of an old guy.
Right, Commander.
We should totally check out what kind of mortar ammo this tank has.
What can I do for you?
So it has Flare, Standard, Inferno, Flare. Okay, so we're probably going to be sticking with mostly Inferno in conjunction with the Firestarter, and then using the Hunchback to hit the overheating target. At least that's, that's what I'm thinking.
Affirmative.
You're asking
Maybe I
a
should
lot
wait
of
for
an
the
old
Hunchback
guy.
to catch up.
Got it.
What do you need? Up high.
Does he fall down? No, he does not fall down. Does he fall down?
Here we go.
No, he does not fall down. Here's Grandpa.
You're asking a lot of an old guy.
Taking the high road.
Does he fall down? Amazing. Okay, and then get the crawler into the cover. Yeah, this thing, light tanks have relatively low armor, although this thing actually does have 100 plates in the front, so that's good. I think I'm gonna try my luck and keep jumping.
Acknowledged.
Because I'm convinced that eventually, unless they've taken that out,
I leap. I soar.
eventually I'm gonna fail a piloting check and somebody's gonna fall down.
You're asking a lot of an old guy.
Oh no. Okay, well I'm just gonna cut to the actual fighting. Okay. Alright, so quick update while you've been, while I've been walking. I actually just decided to test to see if it's as easy for rookie Mechwarriors to fall down when using jump jets as it used to be, and turns out no. The modders at some point in the last, I don't know, several months to year, have made it so that you do not fall down if you have a 2 piloting and you're jumping around in a mech all the time. It used to be a pretty major thing, but I guess at some point they removed it and I just didn't notice. Because I stopped using jump jets early game to make sure I didn't fall down.
You're
So,
asking a lot of an old guy.
cool. Jump jets are now viable early game. And yeah, jump,
Here we go.
brace. Can I get 2 evasion? No, I cannot get 2 evasion and cover. So I guess I will take 1 evasion and cover.
Acknowledged, Commander.
I mean, I don't know. The mortar tank doesn't really need to have line of sight or anything. So, turn 23, we have Ridgeline in the Chameleon. But they still have spawn protection, don't they? Yeah, my hit chance is absolutely garbage. So, I will indeed reserve.
Holding action, Commander.
And here comes the Pirate Commando. Alright. Actually shooting my Chameleon instead of the building. Interesting. Maybe he just realizes he doesn't have the firepower to take it down. Sprint Scout Helicopter. Single medium laser. Oh boy, we went for 521 salvage in this. We're not going to have very many toys to play with after
I
this.
hear ya.
That is unfortunate. I mean, this should be a kill, right? These things have, like, no armor. Yeah, these things have, like, no armor. Can I even shoot anything else? No. Well, I'm shooting it in the back, so... yeah, this should be a kill. Should. Fire all the times. Yeah. So let's see how much heat that generated. Not much. Very manageable. Good.
What can I do for you?
Now we have the flamers, which birds. VTOLs don't generate heat, or you can't overheat them. So the fire starter is gonna go do fire starter things to the commando. And yeah, firing. I should have used the mortar. I don't use artillery very often, so yeah, I completely forgot you want to not be standing next to the thing you shoot mortars at.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's gonna wait. Grandpa, he has like no heat on him yet, so we're gonna wait.
Alright, I'll sit here.
I want Grandpa to take a shot at the commando with his
I'm
AC-20.
running low on time or anything.
Alright.
way up.
So, yes. Move there.
Affirmative, Commander.
Try not to do too much damage to our fire starter there. And that's not a whole lot of heat. Okay.
Yep.
Alright. Sheet metal. Going. Alright. It's a LRM build, not an SRM build. Well then. I mean, sure. Why not? Not a kill.
Ah, God, I was sleeping. What do you want?
I mean, yeah, well, let's just stand and shoot to coin flip. Not even coin flip. 35.7%. Let's go.
Lining them up,
Nope.
knocking them down just like Bellow Woods.
Okay. So, yeah, this is going to be much fewer toys to play with than I was hoping for from a 521 run.
I hear ya.
Okay, this should be a kill in the VTOL.
Right, Commander.
Oh, yeah. Definitely would have preferred to have gone on a 1.5 skull mission instead of a
Waiting
1
on you,
skull
Commander.
mission. So if I go here, I do not run through the fire, and I have direct line of
Moving
sight
out.
to his back. Fire all the things.
Roger that.
So yeah, that exchanger, like I said, fixed all of the heat problems completely. Alright, mech is on fire. Mech is overheating. Mech is still shooting.
What are your orders?
So let's add more fire.
I'm rolling. Copy that. Critical.
Okay. Now, hunchback.
Ah, God, I was sleeping. What do you want?
I mean, I kind of would rather just get direct line of sight to his side. Oh, I guess we'll stand and shoot again then. Alright, there we go. 55% chance.
Lining them up,
Yeah,
knocking
that's a
them
dead
down
light.
just like Bellow Woods.
So, the joys of an AC-20 early game. One-shot kill.
Mission successful.
Well, you know, mostly one shot. Alright, so basically financial report covered. Pretty much no damage because it did that thing that you sometimes run into with blackouts where just one lance dropped at the end. Blackout probably not the right call. Just since I'm only dropping on a single mission, probably not the right call. So there's a couple of really low engine cores. I mean, Beagle Probe, sure, that's something to play with. 4 medium lasers, sure. 4 heat sinks. Wow. Acid SRM and 4 more heat sinks, I guess. That's really not much to play with. Oh, we got basically everything. Okay. Noted. Sell those. Sell those. Sell those. And sell that. Okay. Alright. On the bright side, we took literally no damage, so that means I can immediately jump into the mech bay. Financial report's covered. So I think I am actually going to do what I was talking about earlier. Drop the SRMs from the commando. Like so. Confirm.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Go to the dervish. And turn it into an SRM boat. SRM2, SRM2, SRM... Actually, no, the SRM6 should go in the arms. The SRM4s should go there. Something like that. Our heat efficiency looks pretty terrible. It's 48 to 30. But we can fix that. We can absolutely fix that. All we need is enough tonnage to drop in heat sinks. We have plenty of ammo. So 2 bins of SRM. Each one's 100, so each one feeds SRM 4-6 pair with 10 shots. So that's 10 alpha strikes. This is the point where actually we want that exchanger back. I dropped the exchanger into the fire starter just to show that the heat, in conjunction with the advanced optics, is a way. If you can get an advanced optics early on, it's a way to make something like an AC-20 much more accurate if you can build up some heat on the target. But we're done with that now, and now we're on to this. So we are going to, again, drop the SRM2s, put SRM4s in the side torsos, SRM6s in the arms, drop the jump jets. Although jump jets can be very fun for jumping behind a target and then unloading with 20 SRMs. But I think we're going to need the tonnage for heat sinking. So drop in the exchanger. Actually, on second thought, that's a heat delta of 2. With no additional cooling. Hello. Hello. Can we still get... That's 4 tons of armor. I think that'll be adequate. So, we've traded out 100 damage from the LRMs. And 40 damage. So 140 damage is what we traded out. And in exchange, we're getting 200 damage. So that's a good upgrade. We are losing out on the range, but again, we're going to make support mechs out of our lighter mechs so that they don't have to have as much armor. So, 4 tons of armor. What does that look like? Probably 110 on the legs and side torsos. And then we don't want to lose our SRM6s. And then... No, because we're gonna need more back armor. So... Yeah, 100 on the side torsos, maybe 80 on the arms, 100 on the legs, which is still significant early game, and then 155 center. Okay. 150 center, 45 head, because, yeah, if an AC-20 round, well, then again, if an AC-20 round hits head, you're gone, but if an AC-10 round hits head, with maxed armor on a medium mech, you barely survive with 1 health. So yeah, maxing head armor is pretty good. It's pretty important. So we now have an SRM boat. I mean, advanced zoom technically would give an accuracy bonus. But what would be good is if we could put a Beagle probe in. Because that, yeah, counters ECM stealth by 2 and gives a bonus of 2 to sensor detection, which the higher your sensor roll, the more accurate you are. But that's 1.5 tons. So that would be 3 jump jets. But being able to missile spam more accurately, and also, if there's a stealth mech, being able to missile spam the stealth mech makes me feel like maybe the sprint of 7 hexes is enough. So this allows us to drop all the jump jets, put in the Beagle Probe, and then give another ton of armor. So we can max out the arms, we can bring the legs up to 120, side torsos up to, okay. So legs up to 110, side torsos up to 110, and back up to 55, something like that. Again, much better. Well, I think I'd rather have the sides at 50 and the center at 160. Something like that. That looks good. So that's 19 days, but it's only 39,000. So what does that mean? That means we need to do something with the commando or wait for the Jenner to be ready. So let's look at the commando real quick, see what we can do. So, we now have an LRM-10 and some LRM ammo. So that's 12 shots with the LRM-10. So we dropped 100 damage worth of SRMs in exchange for 50 damage worth of LRMs. But the thing is, now the commando doesn't have to get close. Like, we've added so much survivability to it by just not making it getting close, and the LRM-10 can actually go on the side torso. And we have an extra ton for armor. So we reduced the damage significantly. I'm not going to pretend that 50 damage drop isn't significant. But what we've created is more of a support. I forgot we had acid ammo. I could have totally put that on the Dervish. But it's not necessary. I mean, the -1 accuracy is very, very bad early game. So, yeah. Maybe just hold on to that for a bit, but we definitely want to spend that ton on armor. The question is where. I like maxing head armor. Just it makes it so it basically has to be like an AC-20 that hits you in the head to one-shot your mech. At least early game. There's other stuff mid to late. Then make sure we don't lose the center torso of the mech. We actually don't really need that much back armor, because it's going to be a stay in the back, shoot LRMs mech. And again, it's only 50 damage per round. But at the same time, it's 50 damage per round from something running around real quick in the back. Actually, didn't we get a low core? We did. Do we have enough heat sinks? I think we actually have enough heat sinks. Can we actually do something absolutely crazy here? So we needed 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we are overcooling. But with that drop of engine tonnage, we can bring 2 LRM-10s. And 2 tons of ammo. So we still have 12 Alpha Strikes. But now we traded out the 100 damage of SRMs where we had to get in close and be basically within 180 meters to be at best accuracy. And we've basically turned our commando into a turret that has 100 damage worth of LRMs, whose optimal range is 420 meters. So this thing literally has a 1-2. No, 1-1. So it can only move 1 hex. That's it. 1 hex. Which means that you're going to have very low evasion. But it's fine. He gets +1 defense. And honestly, commandos actually have enough armor. I think I'm actually be able to just max the armor. So yeah, I can just drop like all the back armor. So we have made ourselves an LRM turret. As long as we're careful where we drop it, we could potentially put it in a good position to fire at long range from cover, and yeah, that's literally a thing I've done in the past. So this is a viable thing to do with a light mech, and worst case scenario, it blows up. You're out a couple LRM-10s, you're out an engine core that's only worth 83,000 C-bills, you're out some single heat sinks and a medium laser. Like, even if it gets destroyed, who cares? But it has the same Alpha Strike damage it did, just with, you know, no evasion at all. Just the +1 defense narrow low profile quirk to give it a little bit of basic defense. So obviously don't put a Mechwarrior you care about in this thing. And be very careful where you drop it. But on the bright side, the LRMs can fire indirectly. They might have terrible hit chance, but you still fire them indirectly. So even if the battle moves away from your drop site, you can still shoot. That actually makes me want to drop on a mission with it. We're going to. Okay, this Mech Lab Monday is going to run long so I can use my turret commando. We are going to shift it so that the commando and the Jinner are the first things done. And we're going to wait. Okay. So we're going to drop on one more mission here. So this mission we're going to drop the Chameleon, the Hunchback, the Jinner, and the Commando. The turret commando. Oh, this is going to be funny. I should take this more seriously. This is serious business. Definitely not on a target acquisition. Polar battle. We kind of want a less, like, we are running good on heat. None of our mechs are really running super hot, so like, I think the biggest heat delta we have on our mechs is like a 6, 4, 2, 6, and 0. 5. Overcooling by 5. So yeah, we don't have enough of a heat delta to really care about dropping in a polar environment. But we definitely want to battle. Ambush convoy, well, we could drop in the convoy's path and never have to worry about moving our turret mech. Am I comfortable dropping with 2 lights and 2 mediums on a 1.5 skull ambush convoy? Because they're guaranteed to have the convoy. So that's going to be a lance of vehicles. As well as an escort, which is going to be a lance of vehicles. And possibly reinforcements. So I might be against 12 units. With my 4. But it's planetary government. So why not? Okay, so sheet metal cannot drop with the dervish. The dervish is not ready. We're not using the fire starter because its heat efficiency is garbage since we pulled the exchanger back out of it. So we have the commando, which I guess cold fire will be on. Sure. Why not? Whatever. Let's see. What do I want the bandit to be on? Or do I put the bandit on the commando? I mean, added bonus, if the commando explodes, the commander doesn't die. And then we can put cold fire on the Jinner. Because the Jinner's just lasers, right? Yeah, just lasers. Alright, let's try that. Yeah. Alright, so we have an ambush convoy, which means we have the option of destroying the convoy and getting out. Now, obviously, our pseudo-urban mech commando is not going to be able to get out. There is the denial zone. So where are they going to be? Okay, so they're there, and they're coming this way. So I'm going to drop Let's see, they're probably gonna go this way, I would think. Well, if we drop up here, we can just shoot at them. And then run to where we need to. And then our vehicle in the back. Okay. So, if I understood correctly, we should be dropping between them and the point we need to stop them from getting to.
I like it here. It's lush.
So...
Hey, after we finish, swimming
We
anyone?
do not have sensors, or, well, we don't have sensors because it's first round, and we don't have visual. So here's our commando with our amazing 1-1 sprint move. So we can move 1 hex, literally 1 hex in cover. Or we can get 1 evasion by sprinting for 1 hex. Okay.
On it.
Let's see, I can get down that side, or I can get down this side. So I will work on getting down this side.
On my way.
Yeah, I kind of figured I was going to have visual of them from here, but I guess not. Hunchback. Moving and bracing. And our Jenner can move for 3. That's nice.
Affirmative.
So we can still have good evasion and shoot those medium lasers. Petard. I can get 2 evasion there.
Affirmative,
Okay.
Commander.
Alright. So now they should be moving. And we should be able to see them. And if not, as soon as our sensors turn on, we should be able to detect them. It's going to be a pretty big problem if they're not actually where that is.
Our target is within sensor range.
Oh wow, they're way over there. Oh, okay. Well then, I wish I would have dropped closer to where they're at instead of where they're going. Okay.
No sweat.
You're asking a lot of an old guy.
Uh-huh.
But they are in vehicles. Oh, we can't shoot this round. Okay. Alright. So now they should finally be coming towards us, finally. Okay, some lerms. Okay.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Chameleon. Moving for 2, embracing. Just letting them come closer so I can kill them and run.
I hear ya.
So I need to demonstrate how to kill and run when you have a mech that has a 1-1. Wait, did I just sprint or move? Okay, good.
Ah, God, I was sleeping. What do you want? You're asking a lot of an old guy.
Are they coming closer at all? Wait, why do they have a cougar? Man, it's always weird when the planetary government has gotten their hands on clan tech for some reason. Unless it's a pirate cougar, that would make sense. Alright, firing indirectly at my hunchback. That's
Oh, God,
excellent.
they hit me. Son of a bitch.
What are your orders, Skipper? Roger that, Commander.
So, dropping some flames. there. I mean, flare... No, Inferno.
Copy that.
Just putting a bunch of flames that they have to
Primary
drive
target
through.
is damaged, Commander. Keep it up.
That's the entire goal there.
Copy that.
And let's see if our commander can hit anything. I mean, it's a hit chance. Firing indirectly, it's not that bad, but I'm gonna brace. Let them come closer. Let them come closer.
What can I do for you?
Okay, so this time I'm gonna reserve. And reserve. And reserve. And reserve. Wow, they are so low on initiative. Still choosing to fire indirectly at the hunchback instead of directly at the Jenner. Okay, I'll take it. PPC goes wide.
Waiting on you, Commander.
And now the fun can begin. Or do I wait for them all to move? You know what, I'm in a pretty good defensive position. I've already got a lot of hesitation for next round. I might as well just let them all move first. You fool. That's the mech I have that overcools.
What do you need?
Somebody else is still acting. Autocannon Thor.
I hear ya.
Alright. Time to start running around causing some havoc. Alright. 4 evasion on the Jenner. 50% hit chance. Hey, he's already panicked.
I'm rolling.
And again, just trying to drop Infernos
Engaging target.
so that they're driving through fire and getting damage that way.
Ah, God, I was sleeping. What do you want?
You know, I would really rather shoot at the Bulldog with my AC-20. Unless I have something else that's a better than 50% hit chance on a valuable target. Oh, wow, that's a fire bee. Okay. So yeah, no, I need to take the Bulldog down, so... Yep, that'll do.
What can
That's
I do
Panic
for ya?
Bulldog.
Going turbo.
Wonder how many armor plates he has left in his front. Oh, it hit his side. Interesting. So I can either shoot everything at the striker, or shoot just medium laser. Nope, nope. I'm shooting the striker. Shooting the striker. Just keeping it times 3.
Firing everything I've got.
And hitting my hunchback in the back. Good job. Good job. How bad is it? Oh, is it just machine gun? Just some machine gun hit the back of the hunchback? Okay.
Yep.
That's fine. And again,
I'll do what I
moving
can.
ever so slowly. And the strikers hit from the other side. The Bulldog was hit from this side. So hopefully we can do a little bit more splash onto the side of the Bulldog. So literally just suppressing fire. And the side of the Bulldog is now open.
Waiting on you, Commander.
So... go ahead and
Coordinates received.
run in. Probably kill the striker. Yeah, that should be a kill. And I'm not too worried about the heat yet.
Primary target
There we
is
go.
damaged, Commander.
25% of the convoy is gone. Glad the Thor missed. Wow. That's a lot of misses.
God, why does everything hurt so
Okay.
much?
Grandpa's not bleeding out, but that is going to impact the accuracy of the hunchback, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I think we're gonna drop some more Infernos. And there's a chance that if he rolls through it, the side damage might... No, it's probably not going to be 28. I was going to say, there's a chance that maybe the damage from the flames will kill him, but it's not going to do 28 damage. Why is there an enemy over there?
Internal structure damage.
I see. Yeah, and this is another reason why 2 guts is bad. Because remember, our commander has a guts of 2. Oh, that's not a PPC, that's plasma. That's
The little
bad.
machine that is as
That's
hot
really
as it
bad.
looks very mad.
Yeah, I think I'm legitimately just going to kill the convoy if I can, and then just, like, get out of there. What was that?
Nice try.
Oh God, they hit me. Son of a bitch.
Okay. So if I charge and knock down this fire bee, then I can follow up with, 44% chance to basically knock him down. And more importantly, I would drop all my heat. Or alternatively, I can get into the side that's open of the bulldog and get a kill.
Right, Commander.
I think that's a bigger priority. Except it wasn't enough.
Another hit like
Maybe
that,
now the
you're
fire will
toast.
be enough? Nope. Ow. Okay. I hear your response. I accept it. That is deserved. 3 health. 3 health left after driving through the fire. I think that's a dead Jinner. Nope. Almost legged,
I'm
though.
getting all shot up.
Okay, firing directly at the commando instead of firing at the Jinner that's almost legged right in front of him. I'll take it.
Aye, aye.
And hopefully one missile hits the bulldog in the side.
Copy
There we go. Oh boy.
that. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, that shot landing. I mean, as long as the injury from falling doesn't cause
Ah, God,
my
I was
Jinner
sleeping. What
Mechwarrior
do
to
you
start
want?
bleeding out, everything's completely fine. Okay, moving because sprinting is, bad. It's just, we get the same evasion whether we move or sprint, so yay heat. Do we shoot the Hunter in the face? The Thor is the much bigger danger, but I also only have indirect to him, so that's a penalty to hit and a penalty to damage. I don't know. What's our best hit chance? Obviously, we're not firing the lasers. We need to drop some heat. Alternatively, no, because we actually have refire right now. Yeah, refire +1. So we're actually just gonna fire the lasers. Wow, really? We're generating that much heat from the Firebee's crazy incendiary stuff. Oh wow, that's a scarecrow. Okay. Yeah, okay, I guess we're shooting the Thor.
Running
Phew.
him up, knocking him down
22
just
damage.
like Bello Woods.
What can I do for you?
Try to get into the back of the hunter. Go ahead and vigilance. And he has 80 armor plates back there. Okay.
All weapons are go.
And we're gonna miss everything. Okay. Yeah, just trying to kill the convoy so that we can then try to get out without losing too much. I mean, I brought a 0-star lance on a 1.5 skull mission. So yeah, I'm well aware of the danger I've put myself in. Let's see, right leg away from enemies. As much evasion as possible. I don't have vigilance anymore. I cannot sprint. Okay.
Affirmative.
Right side away from enemies. That's a hit chance. That's an overheat. You know what?
All
Fine.
weapons are go.
And that's a stray shot. Awesome. I'd be a lot more annoyed by this if I was actually playing this, you know, campaign through, but I just want to kill the melee attack. Awesome. Chameleon's about to get knocked down. Oh, it's a rabid coyote. Where did the local government get all this stuff? Oh, he fell down. Okay. I'll take it. Supercharger destroyed. Alright. That was interesting. Oh, and flamers. Okay.
Getting pretty hot in here, Commander.
Okay.
Ah, God, I was sleeping. What do you want?
So now that I don't have the refire and can actually sprint a little bit. I mean, that's a 42% chance on the Thor. What's my chance on the Hunter? 55. I'm much more worried about the Thor. The mech on the ground when he stands back up is probably not going to have great accuracy. I really hope this hits side. It hit, so at least there's that. Alright, so his AC-10 hit. Yeah, that Thor, for whatever reason, is super accurate. And it did hit side, but it's the side everyone else is not facing. Awesome.
Copy that.
Whatever. I'm gonna go for the Rabid Coyote's head, just on the off chance that
Attacking from
maybe
position.
I get an injury that, like, you know, causes him to start bleeding out. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but that's crazy.
Can't take many more hits like that.
It's probably a pirate cougar, isn't it?
Skipper. I'm there.
Okay, Thor, I'm gonna drop standard ammo. Hopefully it doesn't splash on my hunchback. It splashed on my hunchback a little bit, but it's fine. Except now my now my hunchback Mechwarrior is unsettled.
Reporting light damage.
Good to go.
Alright. So I cannot get into the side of the Thor. And if I sprint as far as I can because of my heat, my back will be towards my enemies.
Moving fast.
Oof. And I can't shoot everything, obviously. So let's see. Worst hit chance. Oh wow, I can't shoot anything. I should have just moved and braced.
Targeting enemy 6.
Hey, he's panicked now. At least there's that. Oh man. Yeah, these guys brought some serious heat.
The little
Like,
machine
heat
that
is so
says
debilitating
how
early
hard
game
it
when
looks
all you
very
have is
mad.
single heat
Commander?
sinks. Alright, Jenner is going to run into the fire because, you know what, at this point, why not? And sure, why not?
Commencing Alpha strike.
And only one hit.
My heat.
I
Getting
saw that
pretty
coming.
high. Shutting down. My mech can't take the heat. Affirmative, Commander.
Well, maybe if we drop some Inferno on them, maybe it'll stop them from shooting so much fire at us. Fire, fire everywhere!
They've got a sensor lock on me.
Alright, so Grandpa with his AC-20 has no chance to hit. Unless I shoot the guy on the ground. I think I overheat no matter what. No, if I shoot absolutely nothing, I do not overheat. Okay. Oh, this Thor's gonna... Ow, yeah. I was about to say, this Thor's gonna mess me up. For some reason, he is super accurate. I mean, it doesn't, you know, doesn't help that the generator was shut
Waiting,
down.
Commander.
Commando shooting the hunter in the correct side.
I'm taking the shot.
Alright. Hey, I'm happy to see them shooting the commando indirectly. Alright. Standing up. Yeah, if it wasn't for all of the heat against my single heat sinks, this would have been a much easier mission to just get in, kill the vehicles,
God,
and get
why
out.
does everything hurt so much?
Getting
Okay,
hot in here,
concussion,
Commander.
but still not bleeding out,
The
so at
little
least there's that.
machine that says how hot it is looks very mad.
Okay, Chameleon. Can
Double
only
time.
shoot the Thor in the back, but you know what? I'm going for it. I need the Thor dead before he kills something else.
Firing everything I've got.
Alright. Do I explode?
One less vehicle.
No. Good.
My heat.
Didn't even shut down,
Getting
but I
pretty
do have my
high.
back towards everyone that's still left.
Ah, dang it, that hurt.
Alright.
Getting pretty hot in here, Commander.
Alright. Just so much heat. And now whenever I try to evac, my mechs are going to be crawling because they're so hot. Literally just going to punch the Jinner out as soon as I kill the hunter, I'm going to just punch out the Jinner immediately and just try to run with everyone else. Ow, okay. Hunchback is open. Medium laser destroyed. Panicked.
Says how hot it is looks very mad.
I just need to kill this hunter. You know what?
Full speed, no target.
He will have to direct through fire, so it might be enough to finish him off. And honestly, because the heat's slowing me down so much, I might just punch out with literally everyone. Just to complete the mission. Like, get to the evac zone with just one mech, or just the vehicle, and then just punch everyone else out.
Standing by.
Alright.
On my way.
And because we placed our turret well, this should be a kill.
All weapons, fire.
There we go. And so primary objective is complete.
Ah, God, I was sleeping. What do you want?
Okay, you know what? Even if I don't fire anything, I overheat. So Grandpa, go home.
I found it.
Just go home.
Oh, what's this do?
You know what? Just go home.
Ejecting.
Okay, so if I can get my chameleon and the vehicle... Ow. Okay.
Not good. Not good.
If I can just get my chameleon and my vehicle out. So, by the way, this is why you don't bring a 0-star lance on a 1.5 skull mission. I mean, technically we're succeeding. Wow, I can only move 2 hexes. I can jump 4, though. And then brace. Still overheating, but hopefully they won't be able to shoot me so well now.
I'm here.
And honestly, I'm gonna try to just destroy something while I run away with my other units. Where is the evac zone? Oh, over there. Okay. Alright.
Confirmed. Double time. Let's go.
So I think flare increases my accuracy against them. Illuminated. I think that's an accuracy bonus. I don't remember. And it's fine if they want to send heat towards the commander. The commando runs super cool. That is left torso. So I actually want to jump. Yeah, this is right torso towards them. All right. What is that? Okay, slowly but surely making my way. Oh, Rabbit Coyote. Ow. So much
getting
heat.
pretty hot in here, Commander.
Yeah, whenever you're running nothing but single heat sinks, that much heat is just so devastating. Well, there goes the vehicle. Hopefully everything's fine with that. You know, I might just have to find out what happens if I just punch out with everyone. I completed the primary objective, except get to the evac zone is also a primary objective. So I don't think it counts as success.
Aye aye. Engaging turret.
Waiting for orders. Time to fly.
think it only counts as success if you get at least one unit into the evac zone. Alright, time for the commander to punch out.
Armor breach. Internal damage.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
I'm losing weapon systems. Aye.
Yep, just go home, little guy.
Ejecting.
Hopefully one of those vehicles was running a double heatsink kit. Okay, glad that missed.
Commander?
So, we're going to succeed at the mission, but at what cost? Yeah, that, whatever that is,
That was a heavy
it's some
hit,
kind of
Commander.
crazy
Waiting for
PPC.
orders.
And breaking line of sight,
Here we go.
haha.
Yikes! That hit hard. Come on, Mech Warriors. It's go time.
Yeah, just the heat.
Good to
Heat
go.
is so... Heat is so ridiculous early game. Like, late game, you have to be seriously dedicated to overheating stuff, like hundreds of Inferno LRMs, or, 40 Mortar Infernos. But, like, early game, it doesn't take much. It really doesn't. Heat management's so bad. Alright.
Mission successful.
Okay. So we did get 261,000, which might cover the repair bills because these are lighter mechs. We didn't really lose much. Striker Mark 1S. Okay. That's an AC-10, heavy rifle, LRM-20, rocket 20, SRMs, regular heat sinks. Yeah, none of this is worth it. None of this is worth what we just lost. Or at least as far as the C-bill value that we lost. We could have gone for money and gotten way better stuff. Like, gotten out of this way better. I mean, that is 3 parts of a Thor, though. And those things do have a lot of armor. Actually, not as much armor as I thought. For a 55-ton tank, that actually seems pretty light on armor. Huh. I mean, yeah, the Hunter... Wait, what? Why does the Hunter have more armor than the Thor when it's 20 tons lighter? I mean, yeah, the Thor has a lot more armaments, but still. Bulldogs, on the other hand, even that doesn't have that great of armor. Oh, it's a primitive, that's why. Yeah, I was gonna say, Bulldogs have good armor. What's going on here? It's a primitive Bulldog. Yeah. Wah, wah, wah. Alright, guess I'll grab some engine cores. Yeah, something like that, I guess. I mean, we got a bunch of stuff that we can easily sell. Rockets are interesting because they only weigh 1.5 tons for a 120 damage Alpha Strike. If you happen to have a missile hardpoint you're not using. Basic sensors, single heat sink cooling, heavy rifle ammo. IC engines. Okay. Okay, so 255,000 C-bills, and most of that most of that is from getting the chameleon opened up, the hunchback just all sorts of torn up. The commando took the least amount of damage just because, I mean, it sat on a hilltop and got fired at indirectly until the very end there. So what I'm actually going to do, just as a... Oh wait, no, that's something else. Just as a demonstration... Or no, not that one. This one. This one. And this one. So, Commando, 65,000 repair cost. The head is only 25,000 C-bills. 25,000. And then you kind of have to put the armor rack up. But still, 26,000, 27,000 C-bills to punch out and save everything else. For the Jenner, 35-tonner. Replacing the head, maxing the armor on it, 27,000 C-bills for a 35-ton mech to save everything else. Hunchback. Replace the head, max the armor on the head, 28,000 C-bills. 28,000, that's it. 28,000. Like, I don't understand why people are complaining about 'tis but a scratch, when literally all you have to do is eject if your Mechwarrior's dying. And then, if it's early game, and their injury time is 2-3 financial reports, fire them. Hire new Mechwarriors. Like, this is not as impossible as I've been hearing people say it is. Like, yeah, okay, so Coldfire, Ridgeline are injured for 20 days each. Grandpa's injured for 37 days. Okay. So either drop light on half-skull missions. It's like, you gotta remember, these guys got injured because I was in a 1.5 skull mission with bargain basement stuff. But even if they had gotten injured in a half skull mission, like, it's not that big of a deal. It's unless you're running way too narrow of margins, like if you're literally like, I have to complete this mission and take no damage in order to succeed and, you know, pay for the next financial report, like, I don't get it. And yeah, okay, so if I have to wait for Grandpa to be back because I absolutely need Grandpa for whatever reason, okay, I can just go, and I'm pretty sure just selling just all the light stuff. Boom. 2 financial reports covered. Done. Wait for Grandpa to recover. If you need 37 more days, if you absolutely have to use the Mechwarrior that's out for 2 months, okay. Sell some stuff, make the financial reports. Like, it's not too hard unless you're letting your Mechwarriors bleed to death. And even then, as long as you don't lose the mech, just hire some more meat. I mean, that's really all there is to it. Just hire some more meat. That's actually the first time I've seen the pain shunt ability. Pilot is immune to injuries from overheat, internal explosion, and D&I feedback. It's pretty cool. So yeah. Sorry for that final rant there at the end, but yeah. That has been your episode of Mech Lab Monday with the Aurigan Freelancer start. So, hope you enjoyed yourself, and hope it was a little bit educational. And another Mech Lab Monday will be coming next week. So, probably still the Aurigan start, but we'll soon be done with all the Aurigan starts and we'll move on to the next. So, until next time, have a good one.